Today, because of technology advances, we have more young billionaires and millionaires than ever in history. Okay, more and more young people through technology are becoming financially successful, are being able to live off of the income that they're getting just from making YouTube videos, just from social media platforms, just from going viral. Different things are causing so many people nowadays to get noticed, to be able to reach financial freedom and financial prosperity. So it's gotten to a point where it's almost not even necessary to really work a job anymore. I want to retire by the age of 35. I see this as a very realistic goal. People kind of look at me sometimes like, wow, that's really young, that's very ambitious. But honestly, I'm currently 24. I'll be 25 in April of 2019. 10 years is plenty of enough time for me to save up to the point where I can retire. And in this day and age, in this society, that's very realistic goals for all of us, to set 10-year goals to retire. That's something that honestly, I feel like no matter what point you are in life, because I am at a beginning a point in life, it's achievable. For those of us that do aspire to work a job, and for those of us that are currently working jobs, we have to change our mentality about this because society is changing. Too many times, so many people, especially young people, are still continuing to live out the patterns of our parents, the patterns of our grandparents, in that we feel like we need to get up, we need to go to work, we need to follow a pattern where we work until retirement at the age of 65, or at this point a little older, and then depend on the government to take care of us. And unfortunately, we are in a system where that's not realistic anymore. A job, a lot of you guys have probably heard this acronym, but JOB stands for just over broke. A job at this point is a temporary means to a permanent goal. So all a job really is just temporarily getting you to where you really want to go. So I'm not going to put down working a job, but I will say that it's not okay to look at a job as a permanent means of income and look at a job as a way of full-time providing for yourself. There should always be an end goal to the job. There should always be something else that you're doing, and the job is just helping you to get to that point. That's what all of our mindset should be on at this point in society, at this point in our lives. You have to focus on investing your today into your tomorrow. Different mindsets that I have gotten just from exposing myself to different books, to different mentors, to different environments where money is looked at on a very different plane than what I have ever been used to. Paying rent is essentially optional. Allowing taxes to be taken out of your primary income is essentially optional. You can live a life where you do pay taxes, or you can live a life where you pay yourself first. So retirement, as we've just talked about, is definitely optional. With all of the opportunities that we have offered to us today, that's very optional. Okay, we're going to talk about four ways to start to cultivate this mindset, to start to really get to a point where we are financially free and where everything that I've talked about in the beginning half of this video you can reach. Remember the quote, "Elephants don't bite, but mosquitoes do." It is not the big things in life that bite you, it's the little things. So we have to analyze what are the little mosquitoes in our life that have been biting us financially. And all of us have little mosquitoes. And if you think that a mosquito is not impactful, like I've heard in the quote, go to sleep with a mosquito under your bed. You will wake up like, what in the world? And this is the same way that when we are not financially responsible, the little things that we think are not that important, they're just a sale, it's just cheap, I'm just gonna treat myself this one time, I deserve it. It adds up to the point where before you know it, it's like, what in the world? What is this situation I'm in? What have I done? Because no one initially goes into it like, I want to be financially unsuccessful. No one has that mentality. So what are your end goals? And I'm going to help us establish an end goal. I want you, if you really don't want to work, if you really want to have the time and the freedom to chase your dreams, do this exercise. You will be so happy in the future that you did. Calculate how much you will need on a monthly basis. So calculate how much minimum you will need, and then add an emergency fund to it. So say minimum you need this certain amount, add maybe $200 just in case something emergency happens that you need. Incorporate that into the monthly amount. Whatever amount you come up with, multiply that by 12, which is a year. Now, after you have that number, I would say multiply that number by 3 or 4. How many years you think you'll need. This is your goal. With the job that you're working, or whatever your current means is of making income, or will be of making income, your point of that is to reach that goal number. That is your freedom number, okay? So you have to become, like we said, so disciplined on the focus that your goal from this point on is just that number. So it's no more treating yourself out. It's no more wasting money on unnecessary things, because honestly, the things that we find so important, like these things will get old, these things will fade, you will need them done again, and honestly no one will remember. Okay, we will look back and they will honestly not be that important. But reaching your freedom number, doing this step, will be so important. Your future self will thank you so much for making the sacrifices to reach that number. So at this point, we have to vigorously save. So if it'll take you 5 years, that's okay, because after 5 years, you don't have to work anymore. You have 3 years to sit and think about what you want to do. You have 3 years to sit, because you decided to save. You decided to say, this next 5 years, I'm not going to spend on anything unnecessary, because I don't want to work anymore, because I want to reach that dream number. I want to reach my dreams. You have made it. Or once you're in this space where you don't have to dedicate your time and your energy to working anymore, dedicate it to what your purpose is. That is your time to really think about what you want to do with your life, the impact you want to leave on this world. So thinking about finances can really help to thinking about purpose, because at this point, it's about what am I going to do? How am I going to live? And even while you're working, begin to think about how, after you reach that freedom number, what you're going to do from that point on with your life. Because now you have the freedom to do it. Open to new experiences. You have to be open to trying new things, such as reading financial books, such as going to financial classes, such as listening to different mentors and different people that you might not have necessarily been open to before. And putting yourself in environments that make you uncomfortable, that you initially may not feel qualified to be in. You'll be so happy you did. One, you have to invest in yourself. You have to invest in your mindset, in watching different people and listening to different things and reading different things that will help you to grow your mindset. Because if you stay with a closed mindset, none of this will seem possible to you. And so it won't be possible, because like I've said so many times, our mind is so important. Our mind creates our reality. And so first, opening up your mindset, expanding your mindset to the point where you can begin to see this new world unfold in front of you. And after you've invested in your mind, investing in different things that'll help you to create that environment. Real estate, such as gold, such as stocks and bonds, such as royalties. There's so many different ways to invest your money to build up wealth. We have to think of multiple streams of income at this point, and also your form of active income, because whatever you feel that your purpose is, that you are meant to do on this earth, make that your active income. That's what we are meant to be doing in this world and with our lives. And it starts with financially getting the right mindset. So I hope this resonated with you. I really hope you take this advice and it does help you. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have an amazing day or night. Bye.